Man, what is that music, man? The same.
When I go through the link, my picture show, but at any other time it don't.
Good night, everybody. My name is Shane Gore. I would like to welcome you all to tonight's Highway to Freedom Opportunity Overview webinar. Now, as we get started, guys, I'm going to let you know from the top that you will hear some life-changing information on this webinar tonight. You will hear how we're literally changing lives right here on the highway to freedom. And as much as we would like to be able to say, yes, everyone that we present this opportunity will benefit from it, we're realistic and we know that's just not the case in life. Everything is not for everybody and everything just won't fit. So what I will encourage you all to do is grab a pen and a paper, because we will be going over this information, and I'm sure as we go through, you guys will have some questions and concerns that you might want to have answered, and we will give you an opportunity to have those questions answered at the end. As well, with that pen and paper, you're going to want to take down as much information as possible, because whoever invited you to this opportunity overview, those answers, those questions, the ability of you to be able to retain that information and spit it back out is truly going to determine whether that person thinks you're going to be a good fit for our team. So I'll give everybody a couple of minutes to grab a pen and a paper, and we will get started. Okay, so by now everyone should have been able to grab that pen and the paper, and we'll get started. Again, my name is Shane Gore. I'm going to be one of your hosts tonight, bringing the information. And to start off, I'd like to talk about how did we come up with this highway to freedom? What is this highway to freedom all about? And in order for me to do that, I'll take you all the way back. I was born in Brooklyn, New York. And at a young age, my mother sent me down to South Carolina to be raised with my aunt and uncle. At that point in time, my mom, she was young, and being raised in the South is what she thought was better for me. She was a single parent, and my aunt and uncle, they were pretty well off. So as far as a foundation was concerned, she felt that would be better. Now, I wasn't as excited about it, but I must say it proved to be the best for me. In the South, I was able to have a good upbringing. I was in all type of extracurricular activities, from sports. I took piano lessons. I even got a job playing the piano in the church, and I was earning about $400 a week to sit at that piano for 2 hours in high school. Whereas a lot of my friends, they took on jobs at the McDonald's or the local grocery stores, and they were working for $150 a week. and still going to school and different things of that nature and working 30 and 25 hours a week, I made probably double their income for 2 hours. And also, I mean, I got a chance to travel around the United States. I've probably been to about 40 of the 50 states, being raised in the South with my aunt and uncle. I'm saying all this to say I pretty much had it made in the shade. I got my license at a young age, 16 years old. I was driving to school. I had options of the vehicles that I wanted to drive. And I was doing pretty good. I was doing pretty good. And I remember at the age of 18, the day after I graduated, I moved back to Brooklyn with my mother. And that's when reality struck. That's when I realized, well, if I'm going to really live the lifestyle that I was used to in the South, that I was going to have to get out there and go get it for my own. My mom, she just didn't have it like that to give it to me. And at that point, I was a man. So naturally, I was supposed to go out there and get it on my own. So I remember, my mom telling me like it was yesterday, you're going to have to get up and get off the pot and go get yours, basically. And she found me my first job at Foot Locker. And I remember going to Foot Locker. I was so excited. I said, I got a job. I'm going to make some money. I'm going to be able to replace that lifestyle I had in South Carolina. And I got that job at Foot Locker. I worked hard that week. I mean, I thought I was going to be on the sales floor selling sneakers and different things of that nature. And they had me in the stock room. I was sweeping, I was mopping, I was doing some odds and ends, pretty much to say I was working hard for what I was used to in my life. And I remember at the end of that week, I got my check, and it was a check for $90. $90. And I said, whoa, is this what the job world is all about? Working that hard to get that type of money? So I remember I left that job. I did that job for about 2 weeks, and I got another job at Starbucks. I did that for about 2 weeks because around that time, I got another job at the DoubleTree Guest Suite in Times Square, Manhattan. And at that job, I was making some good money. I mean, I was starting to pull in some bucks. I was making, let's say, about $1,600 with my check, and I could bring in an easy extra $200, $300, $400 off of tips because I was a room server. I was the guy who would take the food to the rooms, and so I would get nice tips. But I remember the hours I would have to put in. I mean, 40 plus hours a week just to make, let's say, that good money, that $800 to $1,000 a week. And that was not really what I was looking for. I was a young guy at the time. I was the youngest employee at the job that time. Most of the people that I was working around were, in their 30s, 40s, 50s. This was their career. And to me, I was just looking for a little gig. So I found myself starting to wake up late, missing days of work. And I remember I got fired, and my supervisor told me, said, Shane, you are an awesome worker when you show up. So all that to say, that led me to, I remember I got a gig selling perfume and cologne. And I wasn't in a store setting. I was really what some would call a street hustler. And I was really liberated with that because that was the first time that I felt my destiny in my own hands. If you're looking at this chart in the background, it says that's when I moved to the self-employed sector. I was my own boss. So what I put in is truly what I got out. And boy, did I work hard at that because I was really excited about the opportunity of in sales and, putting in and getting out. And I can tell you, man, if anybody ever been to New York, I've sold in every corner of New York, everywhere from Times Square to Wall Street, on the subway, at Port Authority, at JFK, from the Bronx to Queens to Brooklyn, everywhere. I was selling that perfume and cologne. I was really all in. And I found another sales job as I started growing through that ladder of sales and really embracing the idea of sales and that liberation that it gave me. I got a job selling life insurance, and I did very well at that as well. I've had the opportunity to travel all over the world through sales, and as that thing again says, being self-employed. But what I found still in all was that the hours and the energy that I had to exert in order to make the type of money and have the type of success that I was having was just not what I was looking for. I mean, I'm talking about 11 and 12-hour days every day to make this type of money. And I said, this is not that lifestyle that I was used to being raised in the South. Again, remember, guys, I had it made. I was working, 2 hours a week on the piano, and after that, I was good. $400 for 2 hours. So all of that led me to, what we have here today, that freedom, because that's really what I was looking for. Yeah, I wanted the money, but at the same time, I wanted that freedom to get up when I wanted to, go to sleep when I wanted to, travel when I wanted to, just live life on my own terms. And with this platform we have called the Highway to Freedom, what has happened is that there is more than just me who have those type of desires. The Highway to Freedom, any type of network, you could say, is connected through highways and dirt roads and streets and avenues. It's all connections and intersections. And that's what we have here. People like-minded who've come to a meeting place through different backgrounds. Your story might not be like my story, but one of the things that a lot of us have in common is the places that we're going, the desires that we have for that financial freedom. So this is how we have what we call the Highway to Freedom. So as of today, the Highway to Freedom is made up of two major industries. One of those is the Forex markets. It's a $5.3 trillion per day earning market. And we also have an affiliate company that we partnered with called National Wealth Center that we will go into deeper into the presentation. National Wealth Center is worth $250 million, which is passed directly from member to member, and it's 100% commission. So to start off, we will talk about this $5.3 trillion per day Forex markets. So you guys, I'm sure you say, what is Forex? Some of you may have heard of Forex before. Some of you may not have heard of Forex. Let's get right to it.
If you have ever traveled to a foreign country, you may have needed to exchange your money. If so, you have already participated in Forex trading. Forex is the short form of foreign exchange. Well, Forex is a bit more than that. For example, companies buy goods from other countries. In order to buy them, they need to obtain the local currency first, just like us when going on holiday. The difference is they will exchange huge amounts. When these companies exchange these huge amounts, they will actually move the price because the demand for the currency that they need increases. When the demand increases, the price increases. With all this exchanging going on around the world, the exchange rates constantly move. This is how it works. When currencies are exchanged, they have a certain price, the exchange rate. As in any market, the price of a currency is determined by the law of supply and demand. If there are many people or companies that want to change euros into dollars, the price of the dollar will rise against the euro, and so the exchange rate will change. Let's use an everyday example to explain how you can actually profit from this. Say you live in Europe and went on holiday to the United States. Let's say that you changed your 500 euros into US dollars at the rate of $1.4 for every euro. You got 700 US dollars, but you do not spend any money at all. So you still have $700 after you come back. After the exchange rate moved from 1.4 to 1.3, instead of getting just 500 euros back, you actually get 538.5 euros. You have gained 38.5 euros simply from holding your money in dollars while the exchange rate changed. This is essentially how we trade in the Forex market. We buy a certain amount of a currency, hold on to it whilst the exchange rate moves, then change it back, making money along the way. How to decide when the right time to buy and sell is exactly what we teach you throughout the rest of our learning lessons. As you can imagine, traveling a lot and saving a bit of money on your holiday budget and then exchanging it, it's not really a practical approach to trading currencies. Fortunately, there is an easier way to do this. You can trade currency through online exchange offices called brokers. What this means is that you can exchange currencies online throughout the day and take advantage of the constantly fluctuating exchange rates. Just as in the example of when you went on holiday, you can buy different currencies and make a profit as the exchange rates change. This is trading the Forex market. Trading Forex online with a broker has many benefits. You can trade Forex from your home or anywhere that you have an internet connection. The Forex market never sleeps. It is open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, and so can suit your daily routine. You do not need a huge budget to get started. As little as $150 is enough to begin trading and building your account over time. Of course, it will require some learning until you get there, but this is exactly what Tradimo is here for, to help you learn how to trade in a way that can suit your individual lifestyle, and to help you navigate your way through the Forex market.
Okay, so now that you guys have gotten a chance to hear a little bit about what Forex is, I'll just give you a recap. You can take a look here. The NYSE, the New York Stock Exchange, is worth about $50 billion per day. You have the UK market worth about $2.2 trillion per day. And as you can see, the daily turnover with the Forex is $5.3 trillion, the most liquid market in the world. One of the other advantages or the attractive features of the Forex is that this is a 24-hour per day market. The market opened today at 5 p.m. and it stays open 24 hours a day until Friday when it closes at 4 p.m. It's a highly leveraged market. So with the Forex, like the young man was saying on the video, you can start with as little as $100, $150, but the leverage that you're able to control, the money that you're able to control is incredible. For example, they have what they call lot sizes. So with a 10-cent lot, you're literally in control of $10,000. With a 1-cent lot, you're in control of $1,000. And with a $1 lot, you're in control of $1 million. So this allows you to reap returns on your investments very quickly in a very large scale. It's also a highly volatile market. So there's a lot of movement in the market that allows you to see returns on your investments very quickly. There are also 37 major currency pairs that you're able to trade from. And one of the most attractive things about the Forex is that you're able to make money not only when the market is going up. For example, in stocks, most people think about stocks. When the company value goes up, you make money. But with Forex, you make money even when the market goes down. So up or down, you have opportunity. All right. So yes, hey, $5.3 trillion a day. There's a lot of money to be made. But does that mean that you can just jump in and say, yes, I'm ready to go because there's a lot of money to be made, I'm ready? It does require a lot of time to master the Forex. It does require education. It does require training. It also requires some ups and downs that people go through as they learn the Forex market. The Highway to Freedom is a network of people that have been trading for a little over a year. And throughout that time, when we first started off, we were learning how to master this market. And there were a lot of people, not a lot, let's say in the beginning, but there were folks that came and yes, we were learning, but not everybody had the chance to earn, which is what you really want to come to do. You want to earn money. And due to different reasons, maybe it's because they're working their 9 to 5, they're busy in their life, or whatever the case might be. I mean, honestly, the statistics on people who succeed and who fail in Forex is pretty much lopsided. Most don't win with the Forex market. But there was a select group of us who were able to master this, and we were able to do very well. And even myself, at this point, I've been able to do this full time and take care of my family. And so we said, well, if we are able to do it, why not everyone, not everyone, but the people that we work with, why can't they do it? So we came up with something that's called a signals channel. What the signal channel is a platform that allows folks to literally follow the trades of our proven traders. So if I'm winning, let's just say, it allows for the general public who are following our signals to also win by simply following the trades. And we started focusing on teaching people how to simply follow the trades. I mean, playing the game Follow the Leader is one of the oldest games that we played. When in kindergarten, we learned how to play Follow the Leader. There's in this song, follow the leader, leader, follow the leader. Yeah. So, and that's pretty much how it goes. So the way we do it, I'll give you guys an example. Now, over the last 5 years, due to internet connections and smartphones and technology that's out, Forex has become available for just about anybody. 10 years ago, it was more of a game that the rich played. For one, you had to have about $25,000 in an investment account just to get started. And you had to be connected to a reputable broker in which you would call in your trades. They would put them in and call you back with the results. But now, with an app like what you see in the background, it's called MetaTrader 4. With an app like this, you can literally turn your phone into an ATM machine by downloading this app and trading right over your phone. So we have a group, it's called Telegram, and in that Telegram, we basically send out trades to our community. For example, in this trade right here, this is just how our format looks. It says I'm buying the USD CAD. This is the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. We literally tell you the price in which we're getting in the trade, and we tell you the suggested lot size that you should be taking based on the amount of money in your account. This is your risk management right here. And we give you everything that you need in order to follow us. Not only we tell you how to get in the trade, but we also tell you when to exit the trade. An example here, we're closing out the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. We tell you the price where we're closing it out, and we tell you how many pips that you caught on that trade. So literally, in the time that a lot of folks spend on social media and different things on your cell phone, I mean, everywhere you go today, people are on their cell phone. If you're walking down the street, people are on their cell phone. They're about to get hit by cars in the street today because they're on their cell phone. Well, we figure why not take that, a little bit of that time that you're on your phone and make some money with it. Turn your cell phone into an ATM machine. And we've been very successful so far doing this. What I'd like to show you guys now is just a few of the testimonials of some of the folks who are on the highway to freedom with us that have been following our signals and mastering their craft with us. This comes right out of our, we have a Telegram. A Telegram is an app that allows our community to communicate with each other. So you're never alone. If you ever have questions that you wanted to ask the group, or conversations, or needed support or encouragement, this is how we connect as a community. In this testimonial from a young man named Mr. Lawrence, he types, just closed off 105 pips on the EUR/AUD, which stands for the euro versus the Australian dollar, securing another $742 in the bank. In 13 weeks, I have moved my account from $200 to $7,235. Amazing. That's awesome testimonials. I don't know any financial institution where you go and you can take $200 and 13 weeks, they call you up and say, yes, your investment is worth $7,000 now. If I scroll down a little bit more, another testimonial comes from a guy that we call Cali Kid. He said, I made $148 today on gold. Look for her pullback to be happening. I believe she's going to be dropping all week. And you see how excited he was about that. If I drop down a little bit more, this comes from a young lady named Miss Dottie Robinson. Forex has me debating on quitting my job and becoming a full-time trader. Through investing, I turned a $120 account into $3,200 in less than 2 weeks. My mentor is willing to help additional people. And this testimonial comes right out of our Facebook group that we have for our team as well. What's so attractive about this testimonial, Dottie is a full-time, she works in a hospital out in Houston. I mean, she has a pretty high position. She's, went to school, got a bachelor's degree and everything. And when she told me this, I said, you're thinking about quitting your job? You went to school, you got a bachelor's degree. You worked so hard to get that position. But I guess, that freedom is so tasteful that, and taking $120 into $3,200 in 2 weeks, I'm sure a lot of people would consider quitting their job. This comes from a young man named Mr. Earl Johnson. He says, I'm trying to lay down for a minute, but I'm scared I'm going to miss an opportunity. Now, this is an awesome testimonial because this was Earl's first week of trading. And as you can see from his profits, he profited $596 his first week. I know a lot of folks that don't make that type of money at their job in 2 weeks, much less their first week. And you can see some of the trades that he closed out and the profits that he got on his individual trades. Now, these are a few folks that have been riding with us on the highway to freedom for a little while. Like I said, our team has been rocking and rolling for a little bit over a year. But just most recently, about 11 weeks ago, we decided to really open this platform out to the public. And if I'm not mistaken, I may have someone on that just started with us recently, Mr. Aziz Determined. Are you on the line?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you. Aziz started with us about 7 weeks ago. And if you don't mind, Aziz, can you give us a little bit of your testimonial or how things are going for you that you've started?
Okay, yeah, sure. So, when I had started, first of all, I had been hearing about the this opportunity for a while, but then when you guys started doing the signals, I mean, it was to me a no-brainer. Like, why not? I'm still working, so I actually took the time out to learn how the Forex market works. But in the meantime, while I'm mastering it, why not take the signals? One thing, first since I started actually with a live account, it's actually accelerated my learning process. Now, to bring it back a little bit, when I started out, I wanted to start off with a bigger deposit. But Shane, encouraged me to just start off with some small, and just to trust the process because you'll make the money eventually. It's about a long-term thing. This is not magic. We are doing something that is a strategy, and in the end, we'll get it. There's no need to rush. So with that strategy, when me starting off small, it's allowed me to kind of micromanage my account and study the markets more and see exactly how the strategy works and see how we're able to leverage our accounts and, help me to take my emotion out of things, because there have been times when we've had weeks where my equity was in a negative, and I was still making profit, while some other trades in the red, I was still able to make profit. And slowly but surely, I built up my account, and from that $100, and 7 weeks later, I'm at $1,088. So as the 25% growth over every week I've exceeded that. So I'm looking very forward to the future and actually the learning process of it, learning how to, the art of the signals of exactly when to get in the trades, when to get out of trades to maximize my profits. But like I said, I'm a very cynical person, and I'm not somebody who just jumps aboard on things. And 7 weeks, the proof is there. That's the main thing I like about this. Everybody has proof. It's not trying to sell you on something that's an idea, and if you do this, then you can get this. There's proof that if you do this, yes, over a course of weeks, we have documented, or a course of months, we have documented, or a course of time, we have these things documented for you to see what I and other people who are part of this team have done. And so far, so good.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thanks for that testimonial, Aziz. I don't know if you guys heard him clearly, but 7 weeks ago, Aziz started with a $100 account, and 7 weeks later, Aziz's account is at $1,028. Again, guys, I do not know anywhere outside of Forex where you get these type of returns on your money. Legally, I should say. Awesome. Well, Aziz did say one other important thing when it comes to anything is the proof in the pudding. As we know, documentation always beats conversation. So what I've done, like I said, week 3 of 2017 is when we officially opened this platform out to the public with our Signals channel. And this chart right here gives you an idea of what type of pips, what we're earning on a weekly basis. As I just go down this chart really quickly, you can see week 3, we earned 250 pips, 648 pips, 479 pips, 306 pips, 446, 292, 445, 270, 5. Guys, the bottom line, in the last 11 weeks, we've earned 4,462 pips. So if you were trading with us from week 3 to now with a standard account, we're talking about you could have earned about $44,000 with a standard account. That's amazing. Now, I know, like Aziz said, there are some cynical people out here, and they said, well, Shane, you're talking about your wins. What about your losses? Okay, yeah, we've taken some losses. Matter of fact, we took a loss last week for 26 pips. If I scroll a little bit higher, I have to look for it really hard. Wait a minute. Oh, there's another loss. We took a loss week 7 for 25 pips. Maybe I can find another loss. Let me see. Oh, there you go. In week 4, we took a loss for 8 pips. So out of those 4,462 pips, guys, we've only lost 59 pips. I mean, that we're talking about a little bit more, maybe than 1% loss to win ratio. Amazing. Amazing. And all the people that are on our team, all they had to do was follow those trades, follow those signals while they're at work, while they're on vacation, while they're spending time with their family, while they're living their normal lifestyles. Their lifestyle didn't change. Only thing was changed is they turned their cell phone into an ATM machine. Okay? So this gives you a little bit about the power of the Forex market, a major industry that we've taken advantage of on the highway to freedom. What I like to do now is transition over to the other part of our opportunity, the affiliate side, the National Wealth Center side of our opportunity. Like I said, is worth $250 million, and it's passed from member to member, 100% commission. And I truly have the honor of passing this off to none other than Mr. Lawrence Martin. You just heard me read his testimonial not long ago. The same man that took a $200 account to $7,000 in 13 weeks. I mean, other than that, besides the fact of, yeah, he's doing an amazing job in the Forex market, but this is a fun-loving guy. I mean, he's a pleasure to be around. I've had the opportunity to travel around the world with him. I look at him as a very wise guy. He's my wise guy in my corner. and he truly has a heart for helping people. We have a saying that if I can help enough people get what they want, then I can truly have anything in the world that I want. And Lawrence is a man who truly exemplifies that. So again, I have the pleasure of passing it off to Mr. Lawrence Martin to explain the other side of our opportunity. Lawrence, are you there?
Oh, yes, sir. I'm right here, ready and waiting. Good night, everybody. Shane, if you could pass a share for me.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. So, everybody, as Shane told you, my name is Lawrence Martin, and I'm here to show you the affiliate side of this program. But before I go into there, let me give you a little bit of my story also. Just as Shane said, I'm a person who loves to help people. It's in my nature. It's been around for a long time. When I was a teenager, or before I was a teenager, probably preteen, I got a group of guys from my church, and what we used to do is go around every weekend, help the seniors, clean their yards. Well, I'm from Trinidad, so, it's go out there, cut the grass in their yards, help them clean around the house, take them to the supermarket, do little errands. And we were doing it for nothing. We were just doing it as a little community service. And that happened to kind of turn into my very first business, because by the time I was 15, the other people in the village seeing what we were doing and started hiring us. So, we had like a landscaping business going. And it's from there I kind of saw this entrepreneurship. I've always had an entrepreneurship spirit. By the time I turned 22, I got involved with Amway. The first time I saw network marketing and learned two words that stick with me. One of the two of the words I love from ever since then. Two words that is residual income. And that's what our affiliate program is all about. Building some residual income. So, Shane spoke earlier about what we call passive income, which is, what you do at the job, right? Sorry, linear income, what you do at the job. Then we have passive income, what we're doing here with the Forex, right? That we're not trading dollars for hours, a short space of time, no big input from you, and you can get there, build some money really fast. What I'm going to show you, as I say, is residual income. So, as Shane showed you before, we joined up. We joined up with a company called National Wealth Center. National Wealth Center has been around for about 16 years. Shane also said earlier, within that time, they have paid out over $250 million member to member. They're based right here in New York, in the heart of Times Square. And one of their boasts is that for the last 13 years, the company has been debt free. So, we were happy to partner with them, especially when we saw how their program worked. So, how the program works, this is how it's going to work for us. You would come in, you would be paying $109.95 per month. And this is to ensure that you get the signals. Of that $109.95 per month, $9.95 goes to NWC as admin fees. The other $100 is passed directly from member to member, right? So in this case, this is you got on board, right? You pay that $109.95. The $9.95 went to NWC. You pay that $100 to your sponsor. Uh, but this is where it gets beautiful. You know, normally when we find something that working for us, we normally tell a friend, right? It's kind of human nature, as we say, each one help one, and that's the kind of way we roll here in HWF, one team, one dream. So you invite a friend into it, right? That friend pays you $100 every month. You pay your sponsor $100 every month. So right from there, we'll see you bring the first person in and it's free, right? That friend you refer is going to pay your subscription for you to continue getting the signals every month. But what else is great about this? As we start building, right? This shows you what happens with your first 4 people you bring into the program. So you refer 4 people into the program. You are going to keep your first person and your third person. You're going to pass up your second and your fourth person to your sponsor. Well, I know this is the point some people start, oh, what's this? I went out there, I worked hard, I got my 4 people, and I got to give 2 away. Yes, you're going to pass up the second and the fourth, keeping the first 2. So you see right here on this level, you're making an extra $200 a month. But all is not lost, because remember those 2 people that you kept, they have to pass up their second and their fourth people to you. So you see right here now, your first 2, $200, your next 4 people on the other level, giving you a total of $600 a month. You know, I'm sure a couple of bills could be paid right there. All right. Or you even take some of this money, put it into your trading account, and you know, help you grow exponentially. On the next page, we're going to see this, those 4 people that you had on this level, they are going to give you 8 people. So now 2, 4, 6. I'm sorry, I just have a little typo here, but you're going to be making $1,400 at this level. Now, come on, $1,400, and it keeps going on and on. But I think I'm hearing somebody asking me a question like, so Lawrence, I can only bring 4 people into this? So what about if I have more than 4 friends I want to join? Well, no problem. You're welcome to bring 4 any amount of other friends you have. Because what happens here is, don't matter how many people, you bring in 5 people, 6, 7, 8, you only pass up the first 2. The rest of them you keep. All right. And they're gonna pass their second and fourth to you, and so on and so on, because as long as someone pays you directly, they are going to pass up to their second and their fourth people to you. So as you see, this could end up being a landslide of extra income. You could have there month after month after month. All right. I hope you guys see the power of this. So moving on. Being a member of National Wealth Center, they also have this awesome program where, as you see there, you can save. They have partnered with over 330,000 merchants nationwide, and this is an app you put onto your phone where you can search whatever area you're in and find all different sorts of deals. You know, like here, ladies, you have curves. You know, you get a discount off of your gym membership, off of food, restaurants. Look over here, Carvel ice cream. Personally, I went out to Red Lobster with my family last night, and got a 10% off of my meal. All right. I even used a couple weeks ago, I used the app and found a Jiffy Lube. I had to do oil change in my car. All right. And had, I think it was 25% off of my oil change because, you know, talk, everything in here is about making money. And another way to make money is to save money. So we want to talk about some benefits of owning your own business, right? Having a home-based business, the ability to earn extra income. That's what most of us are here for. We want to pay off those bills. We want to live that free life, financially free, right? We want to stop trading hours for dollars. You know, so many of us have been on this grind for all these years, you know, taking part in the JOB, spending, you know, we trading our hours for dollars, right? We need time freedom, right? Having time to do the things that we want to do, spend time with the family, you know, all these stuff, vacations, what have you, right? And number 4 is what I love the most, tax breaks. So over here, we're looking at the tax difference between an employee and a business owner. When you own your own home-based business, and as there was a survey I read some time ago where they said, I think it was 85% of senators and congressmen have their own home-based business, most of them through network marketing, because they realize what they save in taxes. Because as an employee, you earn, right? You go there, you work, you earn, you pay taxes, and then you spend. So, you know, you look at that paycheck, to the front of the paycheck, you see that nice big number, right? Then you see the little mice eating away to the middle of the paycheck, and to the end, you have that small amount, what you're arguing about, you know, that have you just over broke, just enough to pay the bills, right? So again, you earn, pay taxes, and then spend. But when you become a business owner, your whole tax situation change. Because as a business owner now you earn, you spend, and then you pay taxes on what is left. There are so many different tax breaks that they're out there for business owners. You know, for instance, one little one, you have a home-based business. Let's say you have a mortgage of 1,200, you have a 1,000 square feet home. You use 100 square feet out of your 1,000 square feet as an office. You are able to claim 10% of everything you pay in that house, 10% of your mortgage, 10% of your insurance, 10% of the utility bills. You know, whatever you pay into that house, you can 10% of taxes. All right. So that's one of the major things. It changes your tax situation, which is going to again change your income level. All right. So things we look for when we want to have that perfect home-based business opportunity. And you're going to see the 9 points that I have here. This business covers everyone, right? To start with, you don't need to get out there and sit in an office. You can do this from anywhere as long as you have an internet connection. All right. I remember last year, Shane and I, we were in Cancun on vacation and making trades. All right. Anywhere, as long as you have an internet connection. All right. It doesn't have to consume all of your time, especially now where we're doing those trade signals. It's like a set it and forget it, right? You have a alert on your phone. The trade comes in, you get a notification, you look at your phone, you look at your Telegram, you see whoever is putting up the trade says, okay, go in, we're buying the USD JPY. You switch from Telegram, you open up your MetaTrader 4, you put in that trade. What I'm talking about here, 30 seconds, you know, according to the internet speed you have, all right? 30 seconds, you set it, you forget it. Later on, they come in, close the trade. This is our profit, all right? So you're not consuming all of your time. You can go along your regular life, all right? The next thing, all the equipment that you need for this, I'm sure that you already have all of them, because we all have either a cell phone, a tablet, or a computer. So we don't have to go out there and get any new equipment. All right, we don't have to rent any office space, nothing, right? There is no inventory. Like I told you guys before, I did Amway. Oh man, so many different things. I've sold through network marketing. I've sold insurance with Primerica. I've sold coffee with Organo Gold. Right? Everything now. Somebody even approached me a couple of days ago with a new business where they're selling wine by through network marketing. All right. Shane was telling me about one, and I looked it up, and actually it's there. They even have a network marketing business now selling tampons. Right? So all of these other stuff, you need somewhere to store all of this inventory, be it in your garage, in a room in your home, right? With this, you don't need to store anything. Everything is right there on your phone. You don't need any employees. Right? It's not a brick and mortar business that you need people to be doing this, that, or the other for you. And, you know, just like I said earlier, at Primerica, when I was doing insurance, I actually had to go out, study, and get a license for that. With this, you don't need any license. You don't need to have a degree. Right? You don't even need to have a high school education. As long as you know how to open an app and dial a number, you can do this, right? And we want to start a business. How many of us have, like what Shane was saying before, to trade before you had to have at least 25,000 in an account and then pay a broker to manage that account? Now, all you need, $100, all right? $100 a month to receive the signals, $9.95 admin dues, and you can start your trading account with as little as $100. And you're well on your way to making thousands. Right? Number 8, most important, any business that you look at that you see that's very successful, right? You look at businesses that make a lot of money. They are satisfying a basic human need, right? So you look at the food business, clothing, real estate, right? These are thriving businesses because they satisfy a basic human need. Now, all of these needs I just called, all of them need one thing in common. You need to have the money. You need to have the money. So here you are satisfying that basic, most basic of human needs, right? You're showing people how they could create now not one, but 2 streams of income. All right? right? You know, you're just helping them, as I say, they're allowing them to travel on this highway to financial freedom. And that's what we're all about here. Our mission is to make sure that everybody that partners with us will achieve that financial freedom. All right. And obviously, we're here to make lots of money. All right. So with that, you know, I've gone through, I'm sorry. I've gone through by part explain to you residual income. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to pass this microphone on to another brother who's been rocking with us, teaching us so much along the way. Our next selfless individual. You know, he's always there to help answer questions. And, you know, he is one of the technical minds behind us. I want to introduce to you guys our brother Femi. Femi, you there?
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate the intro. When I think about Lawrence, I definitely think of someone who likes to help people, uh, a family-oriented person, and somebody who's always there for you whenever you need any questions answered. Um, I'm not going to be too long, guys. I'm actually going to wrap up the show and actually get into a couple of things. These things are, I feel, are something that are very important to kind of go into. I'm actually just going to show a quick video and then take it from there.
Next thing I want to cover with you is one of the most important lessons my rich dad gave me, and it was called the cash flow quadrant. And what my rich dad explained to me is that there's 4 people in business. One are E's, employees. S stands for small business, self-employed, or specialist. B stands for big business, and I stands for investor. And the thing of note here is that most people who go to school are programmed for the E and the S side. For example, it was my poor dad who always said to me, son, go to school so you can get a nice, safe, secure job. And so my poor dad wanted me to be an employee. And since the time I was a kid, get a safe, secure job, steady paycheck, and benefits. Okay? I didn't want to be an employee. And I said, Mom and Dad, I want to be a rich man. And I fight with my dad. So my mother finally said, son, if you want to be rich, my mother was a registered nurse. She said, if you want to be rich, the richest people I know are doctors. So my mom wanted me to come over here, be a specialist or a small business person. I said, there's only one problem with that, Mom. Doctors are really smart. And she says, got a good point there. I'm not going to be a doctor. So I went to school. I have a Bachelor of Science degree. I can drive ships and I can fly planes. I flew for the Marine Corps. But that I've never used any of that education because I wanted to become a business owner. So it was my rich dad who basically said to me, become a business owner and learn to be a professional investor. So one of the big differences here between these people is that it's called taxes. See, in 1943, the U.S., the federal government passed a law that said employees had to pay tax before they got paid. So when you get your paycheck from your employer, you open it up, and voila, the government's always taken a sizable chunk of it. And the harder you work and the more money you make, the more money they take from you. So that's why it's not that good to be an employee, because you can never get ahead, because the more you work, more money you make, the greater they pay in taxes. Now, the doctors and lawyers and attorneys, accountants were all laughing, saying, oh, these guys, they're getting paying a lot of taxes. So naturally, the federal government changed the laws again. So in 1986 in the U.S., a thing called the 86 Tax Reform Act, and it basically took a lot of the benefits away from people who are self-employed, small business doctors and lawyers. So today in America, unfortunately, these guys pay the highest percentage in taxes. It is tragic. And a lot of people think they're investors, but what they're really doing is they're just giving their money to people like mutual funds, companies, and all that. So they're investing, but they're not really investors. See, the big tax breaks are on this side. The laws are pretty tight here, but this area is very, very great. So by being a business owner on the right-hand side of the quadrant, you can make a lot more money and pay a smaller percentage of taxes legally. And the key word is legally. In the investor quadrant, it is possible to make millions of dollars and pay 0% taxes legally. But you've got to know the difference. So one of the beauties of business for the 21st century is it allows people to make the transition from the E and the S side to the B side, especially. And so you can become a big business owner. And the difference between S and a B, small business and big business, is most of these guys can't quit working. Most small business owners, if they stop working for more than a month, the business collapses. They don't really have a business. Most of these people own a job. So the beauty of business for the 21st century is it allows these people to make the transition to the B side so that you don't have to keep working hard for money, and the money can actually come in passively. Then once you have your business up and running, then I always recommend you then begin investing with your excess cash, paying less and less in taxes. And that's the reason the rich are getting richer.
So I hope you guys can actually understand the power of that. So I'm actually going to bring up something and talk about the difference between those things. So based off that, there are basically 3 lanes to the highway to freedom. So linear is a job. You trade time for money. At the end of the week, you work again to get paid. The next week, you start from 0. Versus the other 3 ways that someone can actually generate income. Those ways now start with compound interest. So compound interest transforms your working money into a state-of-the-art, highly powerful income generating tool. Compounding is the process of generating earnings on an asset's reinvested earnings. To work, it requires 2 things: the reinvestment of earnings and time. The more time you give your investment, the more you're able to accelerate the income potential for your original investment, which takes the pressure off of you. So one of the benefits of Highway to Freedom is that we have all of these things actually connected together. So with the Highway to Freedom, there is something that we actually kind of coined, which is called the P394X spreadsheet. And I'm going to show that in a second. But basically, by simply taking the signals with the proper lot size and following the advice of the signal experts and the person who sponsors you into the business, this is how you stay on a steady and profitable pathway. The second thing is that residual income. Unlike a paycheck from a job, when you develop residual income, you don't have to start from 0 every week or every month. You don't have to start over from 0 again. Residual income means never having to start over. So as Lawrence went over today, when someone knows about a great idea or a concept, they usually invite a friend. This is a form of recruiting. So by simply sharing the webinar opportunity, which is on Sundays at 9 p.m., that now allows you to bring in additional type of income without having to go out and get another job. This is powerful because now you leave the whole rat race concept of trading dollars for hours. And not that I'm, downing jobs in any form or fashion. What I'm saying is that if you know that the game is rigged in a certain way, it would be smarter to actually now play by the big rules of those who came up with the game. The third aspect of the Highway to Freedom is we also offer passive income. That means income resulting from cash flow received on a regular basis, requiring minimal to no effort by the recipient to maintain it. So that's the combination of both recruiting, as Lawrence stated above, as well as the P394X spreadsheet. So I'm going to actually get into the spreadsheet, and this is what it is. So as Shane said, basically Forex is a $5.3 trillion transaction type of investment. So based off that, we're not looking to get greedy. So someone basically, if they're basically invited by their sponsor after watching one of these webinars and they see it's a fit on both sides, that is, they would start their account with about $200. So $5 trillion a day, I like our chances of just getting our 5%, not trying to be greedy, not trying to go for any big home runs. So we're looking to get 5% off of 48 pips, or 50 to round it off. So as you can see, if I was to start the account with $200, I get the 5%, it turns into 210, I take that 210, it becomes 220, and then so on and so on. So this represents the amount of days. So now at $200, in 90 days, you're saying, Femi, what can this turn into? This can turn into, once you start going into it, about 90 days into it, about 15.3 or so. So this represents basically what this investment right here at 5% compounded after 90 days can look like this. So you say, okay, not bad, Femi. So let me show you what it can look like if you actually recruit some people, because I'm sure once you know about a good thing, you're going to invite a friend or two or a family member. So having 2 people, once you start having 4 people in the organization, you can start doing some things. You'll be having residual income come in. So as Lawrence stated, you can add that residual income to your investment. So if I added $100 here on the 30th day, on the 39th day, I added another one, and so on and so on. So periodically, I'm taking basically the profits that are coming in because I invited a friend or two, and I'm adding them to my investment. So basically, this is what you call compounding your particular investment. After 90 days, you saw before, if I didn't add any of the $100 that I have here in these particular marks, it turned into about 15.3. Now let's look at what happens in the same 90-day period, and I've invited 4 people to the opportunity, and I'm just adding $100 periodically. You can see that the investment jumped up quite a bit to $25,787. This is the power of compound interest. The fact that you're not trading dollars for hours, but you're actually using money to make you more money. So this is a powerful concept. But why it's even more powerful is because why are people worried today? The biggest thing why people are worried today is because if they're on a JOB, they only have one stream of income. Most millionaires here in the United States have at least 7 streams of income. 7 different streams of income. This is powerful. So if the rich is doing it, we should learn something from that. But the most powerful thing to me, in my opinion, about having different streams of income is knowing versus not knowing. So with the job, if I wanted to increase my salary, I would either have to do one of 2 things: ask for a raise or try to find a new job. Both most people do not want to do because they don't know the chances of getting a raise. And, you know, looking for a new job, especially in this economy, can be difficult. Now, versus if I'm bringing in income with the 3 ways that Highway to Freedom offers, which is compound, residual, and passive, what I call CPR. Basically, if I want to give myself a raise, I simply go over here and follow the signals, and every now and then I throw in a person or 2 a month, and I can give myself a raise at any time I want to. So I'm controlling my own destiny. The danger of basically only having one stream of income is basically the difference between knowing and not knowing. What do I mean by that? So we all know that life can happen. So if I have an emergency and Timmy needs braces and the car needs to get fixed and I'm in between paychecks, that's a difficult situation whereby I can have leaned on a certain situation with my Forex account to take care of something like that. Another situation is that obviously no job is guaranteed. So God forbid if someone gets laid off or what have you, they have no other income stream to fall back on. That's a scary type of situation, especially when you have a wife, a family that you have to support. The other situation is that prices are always going up. An English muffin in 1960 was under 30 cents. Nowadays, it's close to $4. It's the same English muffin. So what exactly happened? It's called inflation. So inflation is always on, is no off switch. So your paycheck is staying the same, but the goods and services that you're using are going up constantly every year. So you have to have something to buffer that particular type of inflation. And thus, this is the power of basically compound interest, working on your side. The other aspect is that, let's face it, when there's a lack of money, it brings on a lot of stress, okay? That stress eventually sometimes, especially financial stress, leads to sickness. I'll tell you one little fact. So I used to be in the mortgage industry. So when I was in the mortgage industry, of course, you see people's credit reports, things of this nature. And if you wanted to buy a home, there couldn't be certain bankruptcies and things like that before you bought the home, or it had to be a certain period of time passed before you did that. And I would be privy to look at certain credit reports of my client. And a lot of times, a lot of people don't know this, but the number one reason that most people file for bankruptcy is a medical emergency, like staying in the hospital, having to have an emergency surgery, things of this nature, heart attack, stroke, whatever the case. But a lot of times, those health ailments were due to stress. And if you looked into it, that stress was most likely of a financial nature. So understand one thing. Having your finances in order and having what I call a backup plan, like compound interest working for you, can just improve your life overall and give you a peace of mind to sleep at night. And that, to me, is worth more than any money on this chart can ever show you, because you know that you have the funds to take care of an emergency situation for friends, family, or someone in your community based off the fact that you went ahead and secured your finances in another stream of income. 3 to be exact: compound, residual, and passive. So that's a powerful concept that people understand. So wrapping up, I just want to get into this. When it comes to the highway to freedom, we're basically only looking for a certain amount of people. We're not looking for the world. This is not for everyone. But I do have 3 questions to ask you if you're considering the opportunity and if we should be considering you. This is where your pen and paper should definitely come in handy. I'm going to ask 3 questions. And these questions, you should definitely write them down, because whoever invited you to this line, this is what they're going to be looking for to find out, and for you to find out if this is right for you. The first question is, based off all the information that you saw tonight from Shane, Lawrence, and myself, does your money wake up before you, or do you have to wake up to get more money? That's the first question. Does your money wake up before you, or do you have to wake up in order to get more money? The second question is, does your money work when you don't feel like it? I.e., for example, when you have to go on vacation, if you get sick, or just because you want to take off a lazy Monday. if you want to do any of those things, are you going to still make money that day? You got to ask yourself that. The third and final question is, I know several people who actually work overtime, but does your money work overtime as well? When you come in from a 9 to 5 or whatever the hours are, is your money still out there basically earning you money while you're inside taking care of the kids, doing homework, or just relaxing? A lot of people work overtime, but is their money working overtime as well? Because money shouldn't get tired. So based off those three questions, if you're basically reviewing it personally right now, and you're saying to yourself, the answer to those questions are no, then I would highly consider you getting back to the person that actually was fortunate enough to invite you on the line, because those are the kind of things and the power that the Highway to Freedom was set up to do. So based off that, my name is Femi Odenisi. I'm on the Highway to Freedom, and I'm definitely looking for company. With that note being said, I'm going to pass it back over to you, Shane, and allow you to close it out.
Awesome, Femi. Awesome presentation from you and Lawrence in regards to the residual income that we have, and Femi wrapping it up with all three. These guys, I gotta truly say, it's been a blessing. It's like heaven sent to have met these sharp brothers in my life, and it's guys like this that make what we have on the Highway to Freedom. It makes the community what it is. So again, great presentation, gentlemen. So usually at this point in time, guys, at the end of a presentation, we meet three types of people. And A is the person who's seen this opportunity and said, man, I'm really liking what I see and I'm ready to go. B is that person that says, yes, I like what I see and I'm ready to go, but I do have a couple of questions. And like we said, we're going to give you that opportunity to have those questions answered. And then there's that C person that says, I see it, but this money-making thing, this is just not for me. And if you are that C person, I must say we're going to have to see you later. If you are that A and B person, what I would say is look forward to a phone call from the person who invited you on this webinar. And if you're A, they will tell you what you need to do to get started if they feel that you're going to be a good fit for our team. And if you're B, those questions that you have, that sponsor or the person who invited you on this webinar can also answer those questions. With that being said and done, guys, it's been a pleasure having you on our opportunity webinar tonight, and I will look forward to seeing you all at the top. Good night.